welcome back, everyone. We are sitting here for the start of round 4, the final week of 3v3, and that's probably the greatest news there is. Before we get the video started, I'd like to thank my patrons. I really appreciate your donations, and with that, let's get you a win. Get me a win. Try and get me into Kyber. You can see my lifetime banners, or not lifetime, my banners down there in the bottom right of the screen. I'm only about 8,500 away. A win tonight will, it basically puts me there without actually putting me over. So, here's the board. And you will see a brand new toon sitting right there down at the bottom of my defense. There is a nice and pretty Ray. I unlocked her over the weekend, so right before this Grand Arena started, and she's immediately being plopped down on my defense. Other than that, not much has changed about my defense. You can see I still have Padme, I still have the Ewoks, and I still have Finn sitting there. In the back, I did change a little bit as well because I could afford to. I threw Nest back on defense. I took EP Vader Thrawn on offense. I did that because he has a Rey as well, so I want Thrawn available for the potential counter of Rey. So, showed you my defenses. Let's show you what I'm up against. You'll see there's not many G13 on defense, and I will show you why when we get to the matchup. So this top zone has that Grievous team, and that Grievous team will be a little tricky. The B2 is modded for speed and potency, not really for survivability. So that's a good thing for us. Down bottom, we have this EP team. We have this G11 Karth team, and then we have Rey. And of course, Rey is going to be the sticking point here. It's a non-ultimate Rey. We'll see if we can get through it. It may just become an efficiency battle on the other 5 teams. And so, with that said, let's take a look at the kind of my plan for how we're going to attack here. So, one thing to note about the battle planner here, I am going to put a copy of this in the description below, so if you want to start using this format, just go to the Google document, you can make a copy and make it all yours. Just make sure to make a copy, otherwise you're just using the template that everybody else is going to have a link to. So let's start by looking at the matchup here. You can see I have the higher GP. When it comes to relics, it looks like he has a couple more tier 7, a couple more tier 4. Otherwise, I have more relics than him. Lifetime banners, I have a huge advantage there. Offense wins, I have about 100 more. Defense wins, we're about the same. He's got 4 more than I do, so we're right in the same ballpark. Zones cleared and rounds full cleared, I have many more there. When it comes to a roster, we're about the same at G13, but when you look at the G12, he only has 34. So when it comes to G12 plus toons, he's at 68, and you need at least 65 for this Grand Arena. Actually, 66. You need at least 66 for this Grand Arena, which is why you see some G11 down, because he just doesn't have a very wide roster. When it comes to mods, I'm almost double him in every category. So, that's the matchup. Here's kind of what I'm planning to do. So, for this EP Marauder Sith Trooper team, normally I wouldn't use Bastila here, but it's only G10 Emperor Palpatine. He only has 1 Zeta, and it's the lead, so he doesn't even have the bonus protection on him. So I'll go in with Bastila. For this Karth team, I'm going to use my First Order. My First Order is not great on this account, but this is a G11 Karth team. So hopefully that's good enough. For this General Grievous team, so I have to save Jedi Knight Revan for his potential Rey team to try and counter. I was hoping he would attack first and I could see whether or not he got through my Rey, because if he didn't, I would have just gone pure efficiency and I would have had Jedi Knight Revan available. But I can't wait to attack any longer, so I'm going to use my Rex team. Bad thing about that is it's really not that efficient. It's probably only going to finish with 47 or 48 banners, but it should be good enough to at least get the win. Then I'll use my Geos on that Poggle team. I'll use my Grievous on his Newt team. That Dooku team, I have plenty available. I still have Darth Revan, I have CLS, I have my JTR. That Dooku team isn't really going to be that big of a threat. It just kind of all depends on if I'm going to clear his Rey. So if I clear his Rey, then I need teams for the back. If I don't clear his Rey, I'm probably honestly going to switch these top teams up just to, because I can, because I'll have Darth Revan, I'll have CLS, and I'll have JTR, and I'll have Traya. But it all depends. So we're going to start with Rey, that Rey team first, as boring as it is. And then, we might play it by ear when when we fight that Rey. So let's get started. Alright, we're back out on the board. God, this is miserable. Everything about 3v3 in Galactic Legends is miserable. The goal here is to just work Rey down so that she can't get healing immunity when you actually attack her. Alright, and so with the Resistance heroes, there is basically a formula we can do. On this account, everybody is G8 except for my guard here. So the formula can get a little messed up at times. But basically, the first time you send tunes in, you want, you send them in, Rey will give Lifeblood, Finn then kills one and inspires Poe, and then Poe is supposed to kill one. My teams are too strong, though. So, Finn was supposed to kill with the AoE next time. Obviously, he didn't do that. So, what we're going to do is, normally, if you had weaker characters, you would throw 2 in again here, because Finn would AoE. But since that didn't happen, we throw 1 in, we throw Lobot. So, Rey got 2 turns there. Now let's zoom down again. And, well, this is Hoth themed, so let's send a scout in. Now, what we want is Rey to Lifeblood. Actually, we're going to throw 2 in. Because hopefully what happens is Rey Lifebloods, then Finn kills 1 and Poe kills 1. Alright. So, the only problem here is Rey is going to get a turn quick. But, in theory, we are where we need to be. Now, the problem is my account is not where it needs to be right now. My Skywalker has been remodded. It's not exactly where I want to be. It's where he could get in the one day before Grand Arena started. He's going to be remodded again. Then my Jedi Knight Revan is obviously G12. Yeah. Then, I mean, we're gonna try with my G12 Thrawn as well. He's not ready for the big time yet. This is going to be a failure, most likely. Alright, there's Savior. Now let's get the armor shred out. Let's get the mark. She's got damage immunity. So we have to wait for her to take a turn now, which is going to kill this. Alright. Past the Skywalker. Now, let's... Fracture. Let's mark again. Oh, I needed him to survive. Darn. Came so close. All right. Well, let's start taking out other teams and we'll have to figure it out. So we'll start with Karth. Stun mission for 2 turns. Alright, now, even at G11, I'm not applying healing immunity, and with tenacity down to this Zalbar. So, we'll stun him instead. Alright, Zalbar's gone. We'll stun Karth because he was about to take the next turn. Alright, so 53 banners there. Alright, next we're going to go in with Bastila. And then, who is normally on my Jedi Knight Revan team. So, let's spread. Now we will dispel. Let's see if we can just pop Palp here. Nope. But that should do it. Alright. Next we'll go after Marauder. So this should be 54 banners now. Alright, there's that team down. Next, we will move to the top. So originally I was going to do, or I didn't have anyone for this team. I'm just going to use CLS here. And we will one-shot Dooku, apparently. Let's get a hit on Asajj. Then we'll get a big hit on Asajj. Then we'll stun Sunfac. And there's 54 banners. really want to do this top efficiently now. Let's see. So for this Poggle team, I was going to use my Brood Alpha, because they do have protection regen. So let's try and make this happen. So I'm going to try and get Poggle out of here, which was successful. Next we'll go for HK. He's gone, and finally we're going to go for Magna. Magna is quite annoying because he will use an AoE and try and steal banners. Right at the end. He always does it. Luckily, not this time. So 54 banners there. Next, we have this Newt, Django, and Droidica. Alright. Going to save his AoE just in case we need it for Droidica. We'll profit. Alright, so Newt's gone. Unfortunately, my B2 has healing immunity here. Just, of course, stole banners at the end. So 51, that's disappointing. Alright. So all we have left is Grievous. And you can bring Sith Trio in, actually, against this team. Just mine aren't geared enough to deal with the R5. So the idea here is you just basically stay alive until you can get the 5 sacrifice. Or, yeah, until you can get the 5 sacrifice. Then what you do is you just save up for Rex's big hit. Alright. Rex got stunned, of course. So we need one more turn here. And there goes the R5 Grievous. So, awful banners. But it gets you, it gets you the win. Right. Then we have the Radis on defense. Radis can actually steal banners. That this Falcon hits like a truck, and it's going to be protected by that Sun Fac. So let's do the best we can here. Definitely going to need Plo to heal on this one. And Rex, maybe too. Okay, so. Oh, looks like they're not that fast though, so thank God I got that one out quickly. Before any of my ships had buffs, so Sun Fac couldn't get the taunt. Alright, there's the second ship gone. Now ETA. Alright. Make it so that my guys can't die, because they're definitely going after that Ahsoka here. Now let's do that. And bring in Plo to try and heal up. Hopefully feed enough turn meter that we can get rid of this ETA before... Nope. And there we go. Okay. So 64 banners, that's actually... that's not too bad for fleet. Yeah, that's probably where it's going to end. I am going to... I mean, can't hurt to throw a couple other things at this. In theory, Darth Revan could win this battle as well. But I already used Thrawn. Alright. So let's give this guy 1,000,000 defense. Oh, no, not select squad. Just need to work it down with our 7 tunes. Because this is thrilling to watch and thrilling to participate in. Alright. Now let's go in with Sith Empire. Bastila. Who do we want here now? Can't annihilate them. Well, we'll try this. It's going to fail. God, am I going to get a turn? And she's going to get damage immunity again. I'm not going to get through this. I just can't. Yep. Alright, well, that's that. Hopefully, you know, my defenses are much tougher for him to get through. So, hopefully, I win on efficiency. Let's see. That's what he has to play with. So he's got some good teams. But anyway, I'll cut this episode here. Thank you for joining me. Please leave a like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And like I said, I'll have the template to my battle planner down in the description below. As you can see above me here, we're advertising the Gambit Discord. I'll have a link to our Discord channel below. Down below in this little screen, I have the Gambit podcast listed. I'll have a link to the podcast down below as well. And with that said, thank you everyone, and see you in the next fight.